Hey guys, this is Boris coming from Body by Boris. We're talking about the B3 CrossFit Summer Throwdown. This is event number 4. Event number 4 is a long ladder. You'll have a 20-minute cap to complete everything. The prescribed weights for the barbells are 115-pound male, 75-pound female, and then the scale division is going to be 75-pound male and 45-pound female. So we'll read through these. It starts out with 8 shoulder to overhead, 80 double unders for the scale division. That's going to be 160 single unders, 7 shoulders to overhead, 70 ab mat sit-ups, 6 shoulder to overhead, then a 600-meter run, 5 shoulder to overhead, 50 walking lunges, or 100 total, 4 shoulder to overhead, 40 wall balls, 3 shoulder to overhead, 30 toes to bar, 2 shoulder to overhead, 20 calorie row, 1 shoulder to overhead, and then 10 handstand push-ups. And then the scaled version of that is going to be 10 hands-free push-ups. All right, so now we're going to go over a couple standards for some of these exercises and what's going to be a good rep, what's going to be a no rep. All right, so our first exercise is event number 4. It's our shoulder to overhead. We're going to show you a couple different variations of how you can do that, as well as what the standards are for a good rep, and then what's going to be a no rep. So first off, first standard, bar starting from the front rack position, with hips fully extended, finishes overhead. Arms are going to be behind the ears, and elbows are at full extension, hips are at full extension, and feet are together. So a couple variations of how you can get that bar from shoulder to head will be a strict press, a push press, a push jerk, or a split jerk. Those are all going to be good reps. So what would be an example of a not good rep, where if Jason didn't reach full extension at the top? That's a no rep. Also, if he didn't bring the bar all the way back down to the rack position between reps, that's also a no rep. And then lastly, if he did a split jerk and his feet did not finish before bringing the bar back down, that's another no rep. All right, so that's our shoulder to overhead. You've got a couple different variations. What's good, what's not good. All right, so for the 80 double unders, or the scale version would be 160 single unders. So first show the single unders. The rope just passes once underneath of your feet. And then for the 80 double unders for prescribed, the rope's going to pass twice underneath her feet on each jump. All right, so the next exercise in event number 4 is the 70 ab mat sit-ups. So the standards for these are the athlete must touch the ground with both hands behind the head, and at the top, they must touch the laces at the top of their shoes. So go ahead and show them 2 good reps, and then let's show them some 2 not good reps. So the athlete does not touch the ground behind their head, and they're also not touching the top of their shoelaces. Those are both no reps. All right, so next up is the 50 walking lunges. It's going to be 50 out and 50 back for 100 total. So the standard for the walking lunge is simply going to be 90 degrees, upper thigh parallel, bottom leg parallel. Show another. Now show a short rep or a no rep. So not getting all the way down, that's a no rep. All right, so next up is our 40 wall balls. So the prescribed weights for men, 20 pounds, for the women, 14 pounds. The scale division is going to be 16 and 12. So the 2 standards that we're looking at are going to be the depth of the squat and the height of the ball on the throw. So for the depth of the squat, you have to reach full depth with the crease of the hip below the top of the knee. That's a full squat. And then on the height, the ball must touch the yellow line, or it's a no rep. So going to show 2 good reps. And let's just show 2 no reps. So no rep, didn't get to full squat, and then also did not hit the yellow line. Those are both no rep. So next up is our 30 toes to bar. So the standards for the toes to bar are the athlete's feet must pass behind the vertical plane when starting the rep, and both feet must touch at the same time to the bar. Good. So 2 examples of a no rep would be if the feet did not touch the bar at all, or if they touched one then the other. Those are both no reps. And then lastly, the feet must pass behind the athlete between reps, otherwise it's a no rep. No rep. All right, so the scaled version of that is going to be hanging knees to parallel. So that means that the athlete is hanging, the knees and the upper thighs must come to at least parallel at the top. So those are good reps. See a no rep. So that's a no rep. That's a no rep. So next up in the ladder is the 20-calorie row. Rowers will be set out. Judges are allowed to turn on the rower. You must ask your judge to do so, and then you're just rowing for 20 calories. All right, so the last and final exercise for event number 4 is 10 handstand push-ups. The scaled division is going to be 10 hand release push-ups. So for the handstand push-ups, you can do them either strict or kipping. The standards are that your head must start on the mat, and you must finish with arms fully extended at the top. So Jason's going to show us a couple good reps. So fully extended, that's a strict. And he's going to show 1 kipping as well. That's also a good rep. So an example of a no rep would just be if he didn't get to full extension. That's a no rep. So for the scale division, you're going to be doing 10 hand release push-ups. So athletes can get in push-up position, hands under the shoulders. The athlete's chest, hips must touch the ground, and both hands must leave the ground at the bottom position. And then the pushing all the way up, both elbows at full extension. Let's go ahead and see a no rep. That's a no rep. Chest and hips didn't touch the ground and hands did not release. That's a no rep. Also, another example of a no rep would be if the athlete didn't come to full extension at the top. That's a no rep. No rep. All right, so in recap, event number 4 is going to be that 20-minute cap to complete all events in the ladder. Starting with 8 shoulder to overhead, 80 double unders, 7 shoulder to overhead, 70 ab mat sit-ups, 6 shoulder to overhead, 600-meter run, 5 shoulder to overhead, 50 walking lunges, 4 shoulder to overhead, 40 wall balls, 3 shoulder to overhead, 30 toes to bar, 2 shoulder to overhead, 20-calorie row, 1 shoulder to overhead, and then 10 handstand push-ups. The goal is to get through as much or all of that in the 20-minute cap.